I gotta
You
tell you,
need you need to help that music out. It is just horrible. You need to do something.
now you see, I
Jesus,
was
I'm
just
sitting here waiting on us to come on live, and I thought I was attending some kind of wake or something. What in the world?
oh, good Lord. I was about to say I was enjoying the little jam at the end of that thing. I was
Of
like,
course you did.
I'm kind of liking this little beat here going on.
No, we
Hello,
need some boots
everybody.
on the ground, man.
Can't play that without getting in trouble.
We'll get in trouble. We'll tell them then we won't do it no more.
That's right. They'll shut us down. They won't let us come back on YouTube anymore. Hello, everybody, and welcome into the room. We got a few of you in here right now. Please pass this along. Let everybody know that we are live right now, and this is Road Trip After Hours. I'm your host, Mac Davis, and of course, that's WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. Grumpy Teddy Long. How you doing, Teddy? Oh, now you're
I
going to
don't.
just act like you can't
Yeah,
even
yeah.
hear
I
me
don't.
now.
I don't know anybody named Mr. Grumpy. Okay, I'll
Mr.
go ahead and speak to the fans. I know it wasn't none of you people saying that. It's him, Mr. Highlight himself.
Hey, look here. I got to say something. Now, I give you a hard time about, recently especially, about all the donuts that you would eat. 2 dozen donuts. That's a lot of donuts for one person. But, Teddy, I promised I would not bring up the donuts anymore. I'm not going to do that anymore. But
Yeah,
I
because it's not
do.
true.
Okay, well, but now just to prove my point a little bit here, I want you to show me what and show everybody else what you were showing me before the show started that you got from a sweet lady named Denise and Bianca.
Oh, come on. Now that's really doing it there. That now you have now that's how you bag somebody up in a corner. There you go. You have really wow. Okay,
Now,
sit me up.
he says he doesn't eat a lot of sweets. Show him what you got there, Teddy.
I don't eat a lot of sweets. I didn't say that I didn't eat any sweets. But anyway, what he's trying to tell y'all, I went up to see Denise and celebrate my birthday early. And by the way, let me thank everybody for all the birthday wishes and everything. Thank you very much. So Denise fixed the banana pudding. She is absolutely, I mean, bro, it don't get no better than that. So, but I finally eat the last of the banana pudding today. So I would, because I didn't know I was going to have to be set up by my good friend Mac. But okay,
Now,
but
before we go any farther, though, Teddy, before we get to the next item, the banana pudding. How much banana pudding did you get?
oh wow, I had as much banana pudding as I'm going to show you this. This is what Mac is talking about from Bianca. This is the red velvet cake.
Now, did you see how much cake is in that thing? And he told me he's already been eating on it. That's just what's left over.
Well, that's right. I've been had this 2 or 3. I can't eat all of this at one time. I eat one slice a day. That's what I do. And then when I
Now,
and then I get up at the
no,
first
no, no,
thing in
no,
the
no.
morning, hit the gym, and run it off.
Look here. Let's not forget you say you only had 2 or 3 days. That's why you couldn't eat that much cake. But you've already eaten all of the banana pudding in those 2 or 3 days too.
Well, I had 3 days for it to eat it. I didn't eat it all in one day. I had 3 days.
So for those of you who don't believe he can eat 2 dozen donuts in one time, just look at what's in front of him right now. So
that has nothing to do with it. This is just part of my birthday celebration. Denise and Bianca, they knew, how much I love good. Oh, look at that, man.
He's doing that on purpose. He was going to eat that banana pudding in front of me on this show, and now he's got his red velvet cake. He's going to stick it in my face because he knows red velvet cake is also something I love. Teddy, I'm guessing that Denise, myself, you, Bianca, we all seem to have that same taste in what we love is the sweet, because these are some of my favorites that you keep bringing out.
Yeah.
Good ladies up there.
Those are my girls, man. Especially Denise does a great job. They found out, man, I love that home cooking, and I mean, and they know Denise said she cooked some ribs too, man.
Oh.
And I swear these ribs were they just fell off the bone. I've never had any ribs like that in my life.
Oh goodness.
So I was talking to her last night. I said, when I come back, I said, I want more ribs. Please, I want to try them again.
Plot Twist Jones popping in saying, hey, Mac, let Teddy live and enjoy all those pastries he can.
Thank you. Thank you, Plot Twist.
Yeah, I mean, even if it is a couple dozen donuts in one sitting, so what?
Wow. You ain't gonna make nobody believe that.
Ron, tables stop. Hey, folks, he may not remember me, but I met Teddy at Dragon Con Wrestling this year. My friend Adrian and I were working the table next to him.
Yeah, yeah, I met those guys.
Good to have you in here. And by the way, if you want to be a part of the show, it doesn't cost.
And thank you very much, Ron. Thank you for the happy birthday. Thank you, player.
And if you want to be a part of the show, as I was just saying, all you got to do is drop us a comment in the section. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free. We don't do the super chats here. We just, this is open and free to anybody who pops in here. Say what you want. We'll throw it on the screen and we'll comment or react to it, however you want us to do it. But yeah, Ron's saying happy birthday as well. And Zach is popping in here. He's saying happy birthday, Teddy. Yeah, Teddy, I know when I posted your birthday, when your birthday was on my Facebook page. Wow, man, the responses. It was incredible. I don't know if you had a chance to stop by, but I mean, hundreds of people stopping by telling you happy birthday.
Yeah, I did. I looked at it, man. I had a chance because Denise had saw it before me, and she asked me, "Deb, you looked at Max Play?" And I said, "No, I hadn't had a chance." She told me all about it. So, yeah, man, that's why I say thank everybody, man. God bless y'all. Thank you so much. I'm just happy to to be alive and to be able to still entertain people and make people happy, and that's all I care about.
Let's talk about entertaining people and making people happy.
Oh,
WrestleMania.
what was that?
It's just one of these sides where I'm not happy with the decision that was made, in this case. But WrestleMania now, we know in 2027 is going to Saudi Arabia. It will no longer be in the United States, at least in 2027. Teddy, I want to get your thoughts on that move by WWE, going to Saudi Arabia. Is it a smart move by them when it comes to the American wrestling fans? Because WWE and WrestleMania is basically, it was America. It was an American company. It just seems weird going to Saudi Arabia. Your thoughts?
Well, you have to look at it from another point. It's all about business. And I think it's brand new what they're doing. Finally, we're going, excuse me, overseas, taking the product over there. And I was there when we were just going to the UK, every year around November. We'd go there and spend about 2 weeks and we do TVs there. And plus we do our live events there. So right now they found out since they started going to Saudi Arabia, I guess they found out now, that's a big market for wrestling. People want it. And like I said, those people over there got a lot of oil money and they don't mind spending it. So I think it's more about the money than maybe anything. So,
But that's not a good sign for me, Teddy, because if it's about the money, and I agree, I believe that's what it's all about. It's business. It's about the dollar. I can understand that in a business sense, but there comes a time where, when it comes even like to ticket prices now being so high in WWE, and it seems to just keep going up, astronomical numbers that nobody thought they'd ever see.
Well, that's the thing that's kind of bothering me too, and everybody know we're living in this moment in time now where everything has just went up tremendously. I mean, golly, man, I even hate to go in Walmart.
Oh yeah.
You thought at one point in time you could go in Walmart, you save some money, but you can't save any money going in there now. So and like I said, people, like I said, the unemployment rate, they say, I don't know. I'm not a politician. I don't work in government, but I watch the news and they say that it's at an all-time low. So people ain't got no jobs now. So, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't have any idea what they're thinking, with it, where people now ain't got no money and no jobs.
Yeah, to me, it seems like WWE has become nothing but a money hungry company under TKO. And I hate to say that when it comes to wrestling, because as much as I, didn't always like what Vince McMahon may have brought to the table in WWE in the later years, I never felt like he was looking for a way to screw the wrestling fan. I never felt that way. But today, under the current ownership of the company, I feel like it's nothing but a money grab. And if you look back, even in today's current news, one of our major hamburger chains, I won't say the name, but there's a major hamburger chain that basically they raised their menu prices because they thought, well, no big deal. We'll just raise it up and nobody's going to care. It's still going to come. They quit coming. And now you've gone back to your old menu pricing because you lost customers. Eventually, just like that particular burger company, that can happen to WWE, don't you think?
Well, yes, I really do. I think so because what goes around comes around. That's very true. So I'm thinking, this power grab or the money grab or whatever you want to call it, may last for a while, but at the end of the day, it's going to come back around where they're going to have to, come back and give the people what they want. But the people have to show, resistance too. Hey,
Yes.
we ain't got no money. We're not going to take this, and they may have to explain to their kids and everybody, hey, I know you love it. I know you want to go, but mom and daddy just can't afford to take you.
No, and I think I told you this on another show that we were doing earlier this week. I have somebody that I know personally that wanted to take his 3 kids to go see a WWE show, but the prices were so high he couldn't afford to take his family. This is a middle class earning family, and he couldn't afford to take his kids to see.
Yeah.
Now he could choose one of those kids and take them and afford it,
Well,
but he
you
couldn't
can't
take them
do
all.
that.
Yeah, you can't do that. And I also think that one of my concerns is that if WWE continues to look at things from just a money perspective, we know they left New Orleans because there was more money to go back to Vegas. And now Saudi Arabia has more money than Vegas. So are they going to continue to go where the money is? Are we going to start seeing more and more shows over in Saudi Arabia? And let me ask you one more question, and we'll get to your questions. I'm so sorry, but I do want to bring this up. Teddy, we know that WrestleMania, while it's in Saudi Arabia, there is nothing happening that particular week, which is always huge in the United States. If you're AEW or some other company, do you try to make an impact that weekend with still having a wrestling con under some other guise of wrestling?
Well, I would certainly have something for the American audience. I would certainly do that, and I seen, while you were asking that question, I seen, some people commented and said that would be the wrong thing to do for AEW to try to run against WWE. But I don't think they're running against them. I think they do it is giving the American people a show while WWE is giving it to them in Saudi Arabia. But there are ways that they can get it in the U.S. It's going to be all kind of cable TV or ESPN, I think, are doing something where they're showing it, right?
Oh, yeah. But yeah, you're going to be able to find it in all kinds of places, including movie theaters and stuff like that.
So you'll be still able to see it on the big screen, you know what I mean? But some people, just around WrestleMania time, and ain't nothing like, being right there in the arena.
Yeah, because you look forward to going to see these bigger than life wrestling shows and getting around a bunch of your friends. You know that that's one of those things you get to do every year. And a lot of these fans that are wrestling fans do this year after year after year. So, it's going to be something they're going to miss. And I do see where a place like Wrestling Con can make a big difference by putting together maybe some big independent card, kind of similar to what Cody did with the Young Bucks before AEW came along. They said, hey, we'll fill 10,000 people into a stadium and give people a show. I think that's the opportunity that exists right now. If people plan it quietly, but plan it and get ready to make that attack because you can make a big name for yourself on that weekend. I really feel that way.
Yeah.
We're going to pop out of here real quick because it's time to get into the listener mailbag.
Letters, oh, we get letters. We get your letters every day. Mailman, mailman, mail today. Reach right in and pull one out. Those letters, I love those letters. Let's find out what you got to say.
Oh boy!
Mailman, mail today.
All right, Teddy. First of all, I want to mention this because I showed up on the screen before we went to that mailbag opening, and it was Rib Shot saying happy birthday. Want to make sure that you saw that. And Pretty Classy Lady saying because everybody loves Teddy except John Laurinaitis. And we see how that worked out for him.
Well,
Irving,
thank you, pretty classy lady. Thank you.
Irving, I think he's commenting on our comments about WWE's WrestleMania, saying that's an American staple. And yes, I agree. It's the same thing. It'd be just like watching the NFL Super Bowl be played in Saudi Arabia. Just something doesn't seem right about that. And I don't mind other shows over there. I don't mind other shows going into other countries because I find that interesting. I just think that this one particular show maybe is not the smartest thing to do. And I hate to think that in the future we'll start seeing them more and more like that, where the American fans no longer have easy access to what began as their wrestling promotions in America.
And then you got to realize this: whatever networks or whatever they put it on here in the U.S. for people to see, ain't no telling what you're going to have to pay to see that.
Oh, yeah. Look, I know there's a lot of people to this day right now, Teddy, who have no clue how to get this WrestlePalooza this weekend on ESPN. There's a lot of people under the assumption that they're going to get it for free if they have ESPN on their TV package. That's not going to happen. You've got to download the app and you've got to buy an extra service level of ESPN service that includes the WrestleMania premium live events. But I don't think a lot of people understand this. So I'm curious to see what happens.
What people got to really realize, there's nothing free. Okay, free is a hook. That's like when you're throwing a worm to a fish. When you see the word free, oh my God, I don't have to pay. Yes, you do. You just don't think so.
But now, if you want to save some money, Stephanie McMahon did suggest a VPN. Not a bad idea. Let's see. Irving saying he agrees that it was the money. And one steak, $45 in Walmart. Yeah, he's talking about the price of things now. And then why
I believe it. Hey, brother, I'm in there, so I know I had to cut back. I had to put up the cross sign in Walmart like that.
Let's see. We also have, let's get another one in here real quick. We'll get to the emails here. Irving saying, my dad paid for our first WrestleMania tickets in 1984, $45 floor seats. Now, see, you buy those tickets now, you're going to spend several $1,000s. If I'm understanding where you were sitting, then yeah, that's going to cost you a pretty penny to sit there now, which is a shame.
And you used to get a free chair. You ain't going to even get that now.
No. You might get booted out of whatever chair you're in, though. Andy in South Carolina is asking, do you think we will ever see Vince McMahon back in wrestling?
I don't want to comment on that. You know what I mean? Here's one thing I would say. I'd love to see him back in wrestling. So maybe we could get this thing straightened out and do it like it's supposed to be done. Not saying that it's not being done right now, but Vince just has another different way of doing things. So I'm not gonna comment on it. The only thing I can say, I hopefully wish he does get something started.
And I'm sitting here thinking I'm thinking about that question of Vince getting back in wrestling. We were just mentioning that while WrestleMania is in Saudi Arabia in 2027, man, can you imagine Vince McMahon putting on some big wrestling event in America, in New York, maybe even somewhere big that really brings eyes? Because if Vince's name's attached to it, people are going to watch.
Well, because they want to see. He's been out for a while, you know what I mean? They hadn't heard from him, so they want to see what big creative idea he's coming up with now.
Yeah, and that would be probably a good time. Gives him time enough to plan and execute what he needs to have done prior to 2027.
And like I said, I don't think it has to really be anything spectacular. He just needs to tease them with something. You know what I mean? Like there's maybe a big meet and greet, and then maybe 3-4 matches or something somewhere with some top names or something. And I think that would work.
Let's see. We also have Irving saying indie wrestling gathering around WrestleMania locations. I still think that indie wrestling is going to have a presence in WrestleMania week in America. I just can't think that we're going to completely forget that entire week exists.
I want to say this too. With the way things are now, if there was some indie company, and that was out there and had some money, somebody to back them, and wanted to do it right, you got to do this right. And the reason I keep stressing that, because I've been with some guys that didn't understand about doing it right, and they didn't succeed, and they didn't listen. About? Well, those guys out there. When I was out there in Texas with SWE, had a great thing going out there, man, turning people away, sold out, and next thing I know, bad evil get
Yep.
involved. So I ain't gonna go into what all happened, but I'm just
Oh,
saying we had it. Yeah, I had a gold mine. These guys had a pay-per-view company that put them on a sign in New York City in Madison Square Garden was. They put them on a billboard, didn't charge them one dime. And I said to them, "Do you guys understand what has just happened? You on a billboard in New York City and you didn't pay for it?" And then they were going to give them so much money every month, to add the program. And they asked for they didn't have nothing to even show them.
yeah.
Nothing.
He didn't have any business records, basically.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing, man. And they were
That-
great guys running it. Nothing wrong with those guys, but like I said, they let other things get involved.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
sometimes when you let other things take over, it's not good.
I agree. Let's see. Peter in Utah is asking, have fans become too bitchy about today's wrestling?
Oh, yeah, they bitchy about everything. So, hey, you
It
can just
don't
some
matter.
fans you can't please. You know what I
No.
mean? I don't care what you do or what you offer them, they still ain't happy. So, you're gonna have that. That's just the way it is.
Plot Twist Jones saying, I hope AEW does something to hurt WWE. And I don't watch AEW at all.
Well, you with me too, player. I don't watch them either, but I wouldn't want them to do nothing to hurt WWE because this is not how that's supposed to work. All they need to do is something that WWE recognize and say, "Oh, wow, I didn't know those guys had that."
Yeah.
That's what you want to do, but not to hurt them. You don't want to hurt no company because when you hurt the company, then you hurt the people that work there. May put a lot of guys out of work or something. So let's don't look at it like that. Let's look at it positive and see if there's a way that AEW could probably do something to get WWE's attention.
The one thing that I think fans are always going to be loud about how they feel about the products. But I think we've gotten to a point where it's almost like politics. Either you're a Democrat or a Republican. You're one or the other, and you can't accept anything that the other side might like. Wrestling to me is very similar. People have gotten to now either they're a WWE fan or they're an AEW fan, and they're not in between. You should be able to enjoy it all and root for them all.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way it's really going to grow, and that we're going to get satisfied with what we want in our product. Let's see. Funny because I just saw one pop up on the screen here. Question number 4 came from Aaron, the Baron, who asked, name the best wrestling cities from your experience over the years. Now, before you answer that, I should also mention Pretty Classy Lady was on the same wavelength, and she said, Teddy, what were some of your favorite cities or countries to travel to when you were on the road?
I didn't really have any favorite places because we moved around so much. You didn't really get a chance to stay anywhere long. I loved Corpus Christi because back in the day, I was drinking and everything. I loved the margaritas. And they had this place in Corpus Christi, Texas, and it was called Walter's Oyster Bar. And the margaritas were $1. And you could get any and then when you wanted to get a fish, order fish or something, all you had to do was just pick it out and they'd go right out behind and go to the river right there and catch the fish and then yeah.
No, they can't do that.
Yes, they can, brother. They would catch the fish and they would bring it in, okay, and they would show it to you. And if this is what you want, they'd cook it.
Yeah, I want a sea bass. Okay, hold on. Teddy wants a sea bass. Run out there and throw your line.
Ask anybody that ever been to Walter's Oyster Bar about that. I'm telling that's a true story, man.
Oh man, maybe you had too many of those $1 margaritas.
No, man, that's a true story. They would let you look at the board and they would ask you what fish you wanted. And I swear, man, because it was right on the ocean. It was right on the ocean.
The line.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh Jesus. Okay.
I'm telling you, Mac, you may not believe it. That's a true story. Anybody that's been there, know me, and back in the day been there at the corporate Walter's or somebody, I'll tell you how you can look at the board, you pick the fish, and then go get it.
If really fresh seafood.
That's talk about
the line as soon as you order.
Exactly.
Oh
so
my
Corpus
God.
Christi was one of those towns I liked. Overseas, I enjoyed the UK a little bit, not much. Oh, you just keep. You
I'm
just
waiting to
gonna.
get
You gonna.
Teddy's fish. Hold on. Go ahead and drop the fries. We'll be ready in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay. I got to quit. I'm burning up hot in here now. Okay, here's a question from Vanessa in Florida. I'm sure they do the same thing there in Florida, too. She
Yeah.
wants to know, do you think, oh, what a good question. Do you think WWE would be better off in someone else's hands creatively?
Maybe and maybe not. And because like I said, I don't see where WWE is doing a bad job of anything. I think they're doing good with everything. So, but there's some things I'm sure that are behind the scenes that is happening that I probably wouldn't agree with. But like I said, I don't want to comment on it. I think they're doing a good job, but I mean they could do better.
Okay.
What is wrong with
I'm
you?
still thinking about the poor guy that's got your waiter running from the table, throwing a line out.
Oh, you didn't have to run nowhere. All you had to do is just step right out. There's
Oh, yeah, just grab it out of the water. Yeah, just reach into the
Yeah.
ocean and grab your fish.
Yeah.
All right.
And the reason, and well, on that question too, and the reason, it's kind of hard to answer that because sometimes things are done, just because somebody don't like you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's that, and that's really bad, So that's why I say I don't want to comment on it, Joe. I just rather, we wait and see what happens. But like I said, if things are gonna go right and God bless us, hopefully Vince will come back and get us, get us back to where we were.
Plot twist Jones, the last time Mania was in New York with Vince, the weekend package, hotel, 4 days, chair, less than $5,000 for 4 people, first 15 rows. That is, now, see, that to me is an affordable experience because you're taking, that many people, you got a hotel and everything else, and you're only in it for $5,000. That's not bad. But when you got your entire family, that's not bad. Today, I would love to know what that costs. Plot, you may even know this. I'd be curious. What would it cost today for that same exact package? That'd be curious. See, he also mentions when I meant hurt, I mean make WWE to better themselves for the fans. Yeah, I agree with you, Plot. I really do.
Yeah.
And pretty classy lady. She's laughing. I guess she's laughing about the fishing and the dining experience. So let's see. We do have, one more question here I wanted to get in. This is from Justin in Austin asking, what movies have you watched more than once?
None.
There's not a favorite movie of yours where you go out and say, I got to watch that again.
Brother, I haven't. Mac. I haven't watched a movie, and I couldn't tell you when. I get a little bit of TV and news. I kind of keep up with that, and I watch On Patrol Live. That's my favorite show, and that's about it. I don't really care about movies and stuff no more.
That's one thing I have noticed over the years I've known Teddy. Teddy has never been a big movie fan, Star Wars or whatever it may be. Because most times you were working and didn't have time. You didn't have time to stop by a theater to go watch a movie, did you?
No, you didn't.
Now, even in the days of Blockbuster, he didn't have time to go out and get a video because he was on the road all the time. So he couldn't just pop it into his house and watch a movie.
Yeah, I didn't even think about Blockbuster. Didn't even know it existed.
Teddy, we're out of time, man. That went by fast, and I was laughing so hard I think I about busted a gut. But tell me tonight, we have a T-shirt going to the person you think had the best question tonight, and who will that be?
Well, this person also had a question and a good comment, and I really enjoyed his stuff today. And we're gonna talk about sending my main man Plot Twist Johnson a shirt.
Plot Twist Jones, yeah.
Plot Twist Jones. All right.
We sent him one, but we'll send him another one because he I think he's won in the past, if I'm not mistaken, which is fine. I don't care. Give it to somebody else. I don't care. Just hand it off to somebody else if you want. But yeah, send me that information just to be safe and make sure I still got it. But I do believe that he won just a couple weeks ago. So, all right.
We'll leave it up to Plot Twist. If he wants to accept it, he can. If he wants to pass it on to somebody else, since he's already got one, that's up to him. But if he wants it, we'll send it to him. If not, then we'll find somebody else to send it to.
Hey, look, the best question of the night is the best question of the night. I don't care who it is. It could be the same person you picked last week, but if it's the best question of the night for you, that's the one who's going to get that T-shirt. So
okay, well, let's Plot, my man. I really, he was really good with his stuff tonight. He asked a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, you did. And I've enjoyed tonight. And Teddy, I look forward to doing
Yeah,
this
I
again.
guess you have.
Yeah, but between your eating habit, first we find out how much junk you actually really do eat. Then we find out you go to a restaurant. Where was this again? Corpus Christi, Texas, where you go
Walter's
in,
Oyster Bar. If you
you
ever
walk
go to
in and
Corpus Christi.
you can tell the waiter right there, right then, hey, I want so and so. That's the kind of fish I want for tonight. And your waiter will run out with his shoes off, throw a line into the ocean, and out comes Teddy's dinner. That's what Teddy said earlier. I don't.
Well, it's a true story. I'm telling you now. Anybody that know back in the day, remember Walter's Oyster Bar, they'll tell you that. And we all used to go there because the margaritas were real cheap, $1. So that was the spot.
I still say he was having too many margaritas and not enough food. I'm Mag Davis, and that is WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long. We'll see you again next time. Same time, same place. See ya.